Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, fans across the country. We're here for race one of the Multi-League Cup Series from Daytona International Speedway. Race number one, 52, count them, 52 drivers lined up to start this race tonight. 60 laps on the high banks. Looking forward to this one. It's going to be a long, hard-fought race here, and everybody's tied for the championship coming in, so everybody's an equal opportunity. Fixed setup tonight. Looking for a good one. I am joined tonight in the booth with Ken Huber. How's it going tonight, Ken?
Hey, Ken. I called myself out. Hey, Scott. Oh, it's going to be an awesome night tonight. The first race of the season. 2.5 miles of sweetness here. 52 cars. I can't believe it. 52 cars are going to start tonight. That's going to be a new record for this league. So what a way to kick off the season here at Daytona.
Yeah, that is. We were surprised by the amount of interest in this league, which is a good problem to have. We ran our dual races last week, the duels at Daytona, and we were overwhelmed by the amount of cars that entered that race. So instead of limiting it and putting people behind the 8-ball before the season starts, we decide, we're good enough. Let's line them all up, 52 cars, drop the green flag, and see what happens tonight. So it should be a good one. We're in a practice session right now, just over 2 minutes left. And then there is no qualifying, just like the real deal. We set the grid based on the results of the Twin 125 qualifying races last week. So we're going right to the grid. So 2 minutes, and we'll be at the driver's meeting with our own Jimmy Todd, and then dropping the green flag after one pace lap from there.
So what's interesting for this race, Scott, is the rule change for multi-league. Going into this race with the amount of drivers we have, last year everybody was allowed to have quick repairs, or at least one quick repair per race. So if you messed up your car, you can go into the garage and time it and get it fixed. But for this race, and maybe for all of them going into the future, there will be no quick repair. So it's kind of a one-shot deal. So these guys are going to need to be on their best behavior and take care of their equipment. There's no freebies going to be handed out tonight.
Yeah, certainly, and certainly a race with this amount of drivers. No fast repairs, man. It's going to be quite the job here. We'll see how many cars we have at the end of this thing. But right now in practice, we're looking at top of the board, Brian Bazell, followed by Jason Hughes, which we got the camera on right there in that 58 Bad Apple Racing SRX Chevy. Looking pretty strong there. Dustin Covington is in that orange car up there in the 48. And who do we got in the 41? Like Wesley Hall in that blue and black 41.
And you just mentioned Jason Hughes there. Jason Hughes just came off a win. I think it was in the Xfinity Series Daytona win just here this week, I think. It was in one of the series we have going in multi-leagues. I know that. Watching these guys get around the track during practice here. They actually have been pretty cool. I've only seen a couple of little incidents during practice. Seems like people are behaving themselves as I say that.
We were right on board. You saw it firsthand there on the roof from Jason Hughes there.
Yeah. So much for that. I've seen Wesley Holland go slide pretty much through pit lane, I think is what I saw. But yeah, you mess up your car tonight, you're going to be going to the back, and you're going to be hindered, especially if you mess it up early and you got 50-some cars barreling down on you. Oh, there you go. Just cut the replay there.
Yep. And that's it, folks. Practice is over. No qualifying. We're going to be going down to the grid here shortly for the driver's meeting. Here we go.
If you get one, consider it a crazy NASCAR penalty. No EOLs. Pitting in, 3 stalls in, 3 stalls out. Keep as far to the right as possible. Once you get to the yellow line, you're not allowed to pass on pit road, so stay behind that guy you're going in with. Under yellow. When you're leaving pit road, it is fine to pass because you're going out of pit road. Just try and keep as far right as possible. When the yellow comes out, slow down and then catch the pace car as quickly as possible. Minimum pit road speed, pacing speed to catch the pace car will be 140. If you can't do 140 miles an hour, tow. All right. On the restart, leader has lane choice, of course. but no going before the pace car has reached the 2 yellow cones. So once the pace car has reached those 2 yellow cones on the inside, the leaders are more than welcome to start the race at any time. Once you decide to start, no brake checking, no throttle checking.
There we have it. It's from our race admins there doing the driver's meeting. We're 1 to go, so we're going to jump right to the starting grid here. Ken, like we said here, let's get the right page up. Starting first, we're going to have Mike Erder, followed by Jeffrey Mark, Rob Haynes, Dustin Covington, Sean Turner, completing the top 5. Justin Michael starting 6th, Bob Wells 7th, Andrew Schulte 8th, Josh R. Scott, and Jeffrey Gilmore rounding out the top 10 here.
In 11th, we got Brian Bezel. 12th, Charles Widener. Bill Paradise 13th, Wesley Holland in 14th, Calvin Miller 15th, Eric Talent 16th, Trent Drum 17th, Daniel Ferguson starting in 18th, James Hearns in 19th, and Burley Bumgarner in 20th.
All right, 21st, Kyle Chadwick from Greenville, South Carolina. 22nd, Vernon Margheim, Christopher Davis, Jack Watts, Mark Billen, David Schreck in 26, Loretta Lakes 27, John Henderson 28, Ken Richardson in 29th, and Jimmy Ta, I don't know if he made it tonight, but in 30th.
Heath Smith in 31st, David Double D in 32nd, Doug Hevron in 33rd, Gerald Daniels in 34th, Brian Abbott in 35th, Mark Stryker in 36th, Jason Hughes 37th, Michael Millfield Jr. 38th, Gene Daly 39th, and the 40th position, Chris Foyles, as we're about to go green.
All right, there you see it. Pace car is off. And we are green at Daytona, round number 1 of the Multi-League Cup Series. Stone River Outfitters, side by side into turn number 1. Let's see how they sort out here.
Yeah, everybody's being really cool on the start here. Nice, clean start. A little bit of jockeying, it looks like, for that low line. A couple guys on the outside. I see that 60 car out there all by himself on the outside of Jeffrey Merck, and he falls in line down there on the bottom, just in front of that 87 car of Justin Michael.
Yeah, top 4, top 5 looks like they're getting single file. Andrew Schulte back there in about 7th. Looks like these guys are all getting single filed out here pretty quick.
Nice smooth start. There's quite a bit of drivers out here tonight, just going through the field here. In 41st, we had Joe Marks started. 42nd was Kerry Cleaver. James Double O Brown, 43rd. Brad Riemann, 44th. 45th, Brandon Dorsett. Robert Madison, 46th. James Haney in 47th. And David Fish in 48th.
Cool.
And JJ Garrett in 49th. John Pantula in 50th. Keith Haney in 51st. And our last car in the field, Anthony Santoro in that 66 car, rounding out the 52 car field to start this first lap off. So Scott, I'm looking back here towards James Hearns in the 78 car. It looks like we got some groups already formed up here.
Yeah, James Hearns. Let's see, what position is he running? Back about 15th or 20th or so?
Yeah, 20th position here. He's got about a 5-car draft going just behind this lead pack up here. And that might be pre-planned.
I think so. These guys are single filed out here. It was nice, easy starts. A couple Canadians there, James Hearns, right, and Christopher Davis in 20th and 21st. So they may be teaming up to see if they can get something going here.
Yeah, so there's some 2-wide racing back here, all the way back in 36 with Brian Abbott and Joe Marks. It's about the only place. Everybody else seems about single file right now. Kind of 80 laps, 52 cars. I think these guys are trying really hard to take care of their stuff right at the moment. And it looks like that last group is kind of getting a single file now. And we're going to play a little bit of follow the leader.
Yeah, who's that Tide car on the outside there? Number, I can't see a number on that one.
Yeah, I can't see it. I'm looking at different car. It looks like the 24 car moving backwards on the outside lane. That's Loretto Lakes. Stuck on the outside and falling backwards now at the moment.
Here we're looking out the backside of Mikey Erder on Krankenstein Racing, and looking out the back single file. This is like the top 30 or so, all single filed out here. Just running some laps, 5 down of 80 to go. Our pit window tonight, we should talk about then, Ken. Pit window is about 19 to 23 laps, so give or take every 20 laps. Looks like it's going to be a 3-stop race, I believe, if this decides to stay green here.
Yeah, and I don't imagine they're going to be needing tires too often. At most, I think every stop will be a 2-tire stop. I'm not sure on the rules this season. Is there a tire limit, or are we unlimited?
I believe
tires?
there is a tire limit. I think it's 5 sets, so I don't think it'll be a factor tonight. One, because tires don't mean a whole lot at Daytona. But 2, because we have 5 sets, and I think that's more than enough to get through tonight's lap. So. But it should be interesting when pit stops do come around, the strategy with taking just fuel, and kind of getting the fuel in the car and getting back out with your teammates in the draft and not losing too much time.
Yeah, definitely. I'm back here looking at the 25th position of Ken Richardson. They got a little 2-car side-by-side action going back here, and that was that group that James Hearns was involved in earlier. And some people have caught him, and they're trying to make a race of it, trying to jockey for position. It looks like trying to work their way back up.
Yeah,
front.
it's that top side of Ken Richardson we're looking at now. Looks like it's drifting back a little bit. They're trying to get, looks like the momentum's mostly on the bottom side as Ken Richardson dumps back into line there in front of the O2 of Heath Smith, I believe that is.
And when you're getting towards the end of the race and you're looking to make friends, every time you get dumped, you're like, well, dude, am I going to follow that guy next time if he's just going to leave me hanging? It's
kind of fun how everybody is nice and innocent now, right? Everybody's happy-go-lucky, and I'll let you in, here you go. But I don't think that's going to be the case as this thing winds down.
Just going up to the field here. Our leaders are still side by side. Still got Mike Erder. He started on the pole and he's led, I think, pretty much every lap. Everybody's fell in behind him. The one thing I'll say about Mike Erder leading right now, though, is he's going to be using the most fuel, so he's going to be the first one on pit lane when we start seeing those pit stops, provided we stay green.
Yeah, we're looking at Mike Erder leading every lap so far. 7 laps led. We're on lap number 8. Right behind him, I'm noticing some teammates, Rob Haynes, Jeff Mark, and Justin Michael in that 87. The 3 of those cars, look for them to stay pretty much locked up the entire night. Really good guys from the Bandit Motorsports camp, running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th there. 5th, Josh R. Scott, good run for him. And then if we look behind him, we find the 81 car of Andrew Schulte, again, another Bandit Motorsports guy. So I think he might be looking to get around Josh if he can sooner than later to catch up with his teammates up there. But Andrew Schulte with a good run, running 6th right now from Wisconsin.
Yeah, and it's funny, Scott, during pre-race we were talking about that team, and we were thinking that the thought process for those guys maybe was to move to the back and play it safe with this many cars on the field, but they're staying up there in that lead right behind Mike Erder, which, by the way, shout out to Mike Erder. He won last night's 1987 stock car race, I believe, in a Monte Carlo.
Yeah, good on him. That was a tough race. I watched that one kind of in preparation to tonight, and there's some wild stuff going on in that one. Those cars are certainly a handful. It's kind of fun watching those big, heavy stock cars roll around here and with seems like half as much tire and drifting all the way to the wall to use all the racetracks. So. Not so much with the next-gen cars. These tires have a little bit wider tires on them, more grip. So
I've moved back here to the 24th position. Got a small group 2 wide. They're kind of getting it sorted out right now. Looking at 78 again of James Hearns, who's just behind this group that have been side by side, but starting to get it sorted out. Moving up to the number 2 car up here of Mike Billen. And he's down low of that Crown car up on his high side. And that is what is that car? That's the 49 of Chris Boyles. who's kind of now traveling on that outside. Other than these guys in this second pack, you know, everybody's been pretty single file. I think the frustration is that second pack sits back there and watches the lead pack kind of tick off a little bit, tenth of a second here and there, and they're like, oh, guys, we're falling behind. And then so somebody decides to pull out to the outside and says, you know what, I can go faster up front than you guys can, and then nobody kind of works with each other, kind of run the leaders.
Yeah, I
back
agree.
down.
As we look at James Hearns now with Christopher Davis still behind him, they're running 14th and 15th spots. So they picked up a couple spots from the beginning, but they are 9 seconds off the leader. So certainly losing time as they continue to race here.
Yeah, I just seen that Thai car here is a 59 car. I'm trying to see who that is. I haven't learned all these cars yet, but 59 car just brushed the wall, and he's been dropping back on that outside lane.
I think that is our own Jimmy Todd.
Yeah. So he did make the race. Oh, he's a lap down. Okay. So right now he is he's one off he's back on that wall again. He's one position off from getting the lucky dog. Should we have a caution? And he's really off the pace right now. And Jack Watts, who would be in that lucky dog position, is running up here, it looks like, with the lead pack right now, although a lap down. So if caution should come out, that'll put him back on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'm not sure if maybe a couple of these guys, including Jimmy, maybe they had problems getting into the room or getting in on time. I think they may have started from pit road when the green flag dropped. But
so I'm looking at James 00 Brown here. He's all the way back in 40th. It's hard to believe that we're talking about people all the way back in 40th. He's got a small group. Everybody's in line. It's got Brad Ream, J.J. Garrett, Bob Wells, Sean Turner, Anthony Santero all back there in a little 6-car draft. Just back here in their own little zone. Hopefully they can stay in contact. But, geez, they're 25 seconds now behind. 26 seconds. I hear an apology. I don't see a caution, though. Anyway, I'm looking at the 79 car. Speaking of damaged cars, and that's J.J. Garrett, I believe, and that Caterpillar car in the back end is already crushed in on that thing, so somebody's got to get back in.
I'm up here in about 12th place, looking at Chris Voiles, I believe, here. Big pack of cars.
Right now, I'm just watching Charles Widener just go underneath somebody there. He's up in the 7th place. We're going to go back to single file again. That was the 48 car of Dustin Covington. Was able to get around him. I'm not sure where Covington was at and how many positions he lost, but Covington was able to slip back in there. And looks like he's in the 8th position currently.
Yep, just 8/10 off the leader. That is the lead draft we're looking at right now. Still led by Mike Erder up front. Rob Haynes in second there, Jeffrey Merck, Justin Michael, Josh Scott, and Andrew Schulte. Like 95 Charlie Widner, then the 48 of Dustin Covington. Really a smart group of drivers up there, all single file, waiting this thing out.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the relative here, and I definitely see 3 distinct drafting groups here. I mean, there's one that's a little bit, they're kind of broken up a little bit, but the 3 groups are that lead pack that you just called out. And that's about the first 18 cars, and then beyond that, from 19th on down to, it looks like about 39th. There's a second group, second pack, and then there's a smaller pack, 40th on back to 45th, kind of bringing up the rear there. They're almost 20. They're 27 seconds now off the lead. Moving back up front here. Looking at Mike Erder still leading this thing. Not really being pressured. Got Rob Haynes in second. That 199 car just keep pushing. Keeping a single file, keeping it safe. We're going to be approaching pit stops, I would say, in the next 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, I think so. Probably 3, 4, 5. I've got the race chat in my ear, so as soon as we hear them start talking about pit stops, we'll bring that to you live here.
So I just moved out to the 32nd position here in the 24 car Laredo Lakes again. We got some 2-wide racing going back there. Again, these guys are kind of jockeying. I think it's like, hey guys, we got to run down the leaders, and maybe some guys are running out of a little bit of patience. But you know, as we get closer, one of the strategy calls you got to make is you get closer to the pit stops. You don't want to be caught on the outside lane, so you might definitely see everybody get to the inside.
That's true. We're looking at in that pack right now. Gene Daly in that 98. I hear an "oh no" on the radio. We're gonna keep our eyes peeled to see what's going on the racetrack.
Yeah, I think that was from the 58 car. Yeah, Jason Hughes, and there's a car. I don't think it brought out the caution. I just seen it come up off the apron there, down towards pit lane, the entrance to pit lane. I know it was an orange car. It could have been Jason Hughes, but I didn't quite catch the number there.
Let's see real quick if we can cue this up and see what iRacing brings us. No, it doesn't look like I can catch the incident. Back up front now with Mike Erder, Rob Haynes, Jeffrey Merck in 60 car there in third place.
Yeah, maybe I'll be able to figure it out once they cross the line again and I get a new order here. So it sounds like Vernon Margheim, maybe it was an incident between Vernon Margheim and Trent Drum.
Yeah, I'm hearing Trent on the radio too, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely was Trent Drum. That was the car, the 54 car, Trent Drum. Looks like might have got into the back of him or something like that and spun him down on the apron right towards pit lane. But he's back going again, and he's well, he's in that last group right now in danger of going a lap down. It looks like he's well, not quite in danger yet, but he's 28 seconds behind this.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much damage on the car. I think he'll be okay here, still going forward as long as he can stay in the draft.
All right, I just heard the leader call out. He's pitting. Let's get a camera on Mike Erder here.
We got it. Here we go.
So he was leading, so he's using the most fuel, so he's got to be the first one in as we're going down the backstretch here. So we should see him duck off.
Looking through the field right now. Mike Erder, Rob Haynes. Here comes Mike Erder off the pit road.
Oh, he's coming down by himself. So he's going to have nobody to go back.
You can see it right there. All the cars whiz by, and Mike Erder on lonely pit road. Woo.
Yeah, that's a disadvantage to leading all those laps. You're burning through fuel. Those other guys could probably go a couple more laps. I don't think he's going to be in too much danger. I think after this is over, he'll still be in that lead group of that lead pack, but he probably won't be leading this thing. Although Mike Erder has got a talent for these super speedways.
Here, a bunch of guys pitting this time too, so we'll keep an eye out up front here as they come off of turn 4. And here they go, down to pit road. Bunch of cars coming in.
Yeah, nice clean pit stops there.
Looks like the 79 car, I'm not sure who that is. May have overshot their pit stall a little bit. All the leaders in, probably just fuel. We'll see if these cars go up on the jack stands. They do not.
See the 88 up on the right
just
side
fuel.
tires, along with the 53.
Yeah, watch this race off the pit road here. Here they come.
You're seeing some guys take some right sides and some guys not taking any.
That was 21 laps on the stint, so, and there's still some guys that are going to be coming around this time to pit. So.
Yeah, with this many cars on the field, Scott, it's going to be a hassle for our timing.
I'm having a heck of a
until they get past us.
battle up here with the time.
Yeah, I don't want to call out what position everybody's in because I'm not really sure at this point.
I think I heard James. Oh, there he is. Yeah, coming to pit road. James Brown. I
hear Gene Daly calling out. He's getting ready to come in. Brad Ream coming in.
Looking at Dustin Covington off pit road. Brian Bizel in second right there behind him. Let's see where these guys end up. Looks like a 79 car. I think that's J.J. Garrett flying by on the outside there. Should be interesting to see how this shuffles out after the pit stops here.
So Dustin Covington's out there all by himself in 48. Okay, here we go. Now we get the pack.
Yeah, speaking of that pack,
looks like the 60.
There's the Bandit Motorsports guys. Merck, Rob Haynes, Justin Michael, Andrew Schulte. 4 cars all lined up. Those guys really know how to knock off a pit stop there. So awesome job by those guys. Who's the car right behind him? We'll find out who's going to join this pack.
Looks like Robert Mattis. Or maybe I got that one wrong. Either Dustin Covington or... But anyway, that puts Merck back out in front for the first time tonight.
Yeah. Jeff Gilmore. Shout out to Jeff Gilmore. He's the one there in 5th place behind these guys in that black 57.
I want to point out something. Mike Erder, that I said Mike Erder is usually pretty good on super speedways. He had to pit first, came down pit road all by himself. He's currently in 10th right now. He's 7 seconds off the lead.
And still all by himself on the backstretch, so 10 seconds and increasing more than likely.
Yeah, he's going to have to wait for Wesley Holland, and here comes Wesley Holland along with Eric Talent in that 5 car. They got a little 3-car draft there, and they might be able to catch the 2 guys in front of them, maybe hook up. Looking up here, 25 car of Daniel Ferguson in 9th position now. We haven't talked about him. Mike Herter right behind him, looks like. So Mike Herter's finally got somebody to draft with at the moment. Maybe the 3 of these guys with Wesley Holland and Eric Talent. Mike Herter can catch the 2 guys in front and make a 5-car draft to get back up.
Yeah, we're on board right now with Wesley Holland, right on the back bumper of Mike Herter as they come up to some slower cars up front. See him just let off, just going into turn 3. A smart move there. I don't think we want to lock bumpers with these next-gen cars. We saw a couple of cars go airborne yesterday during the 500.
I don't want to jinx anything, Scott, but these guys are really putting on a great show tonight, keeping it super clean. Really
yeah, if I was a betting man, which I am, I would have lost the over-under on laps under caution tonight. So awesome job by these guys all around. First round of green flag pit stops in the bag, and I didn't hear any speeding penalties either. So nice job by these guys.
Yeah, no, it's been fun to watch. I was going to mention, just how clean these guys are racing. I was fully expecting with 52 cars that by this point in the race we're going to be talking about 25 cars, and we're going to narrow down the field, kind of weed out a lot of people after this. But everybody's doing a great
this
job.
pack right now. Mike Herter found himself P9. It looks like. Remember you talked about that 10 seconds he was off the lead. It's now 11.5 seconds, so not terrible, but these guys could get it in single file. It's Mike Herter, Wes Holland. I think that's Eric Talent on the high side there in the 5 car. Down the bottom, Daniel Ferguson and the 77 of Jack Watts. So I believe is still probably a lap down, right? 2 laps down it's showing.
So up here with this lead group of cars with Jeffrey Merck and stuff, a couple of guys back there, Bob Wells and J.J. Garrett. Those 2 guys are a lap down right now, and they're going to be looking for that lucky dog. At least only one of them could get it. So between Bob Wells and J.J. Garrett, they're probably trying to outsmart each other in case that caution.
Yeah, but you can't make too many moves up there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but we've seen some cars lose the draft just by kind of passing each other. It seems like they lose the draft a lot easier than the old Gen 6 cars. So as we say that, J.J. Garrett to the outside of Bob Wells, not content with sitting behind him. Got that rear damage, but I think Bob Wells is maybe going to give it to him. There we go. Nope, Bob Wells fighting back on the inside.
No. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't give it to him, that's for sure. That's an important spot to be in right now. And it looks like Bob Wells is in that bright 42 yellow car. I'm not sure who the sponsor is on that car.
go in for a closer look. Thunder Road. I think so. Bob Wells is from New Hampshire, with me up here, and I think Thunder Road is a little short track up in Vermont. So I think he likes to attend races up there. Awesome little racetrack in the Vermont area.
So while we're sitting here talking about Bob Wells runs a series here on Sunday nights in the multi-league. I think this season he's running 87 cars in Lotus 79s. And so that season just started last night. He's one of the league admins out here and fighting to get that lap back. But J.J. Garrett, while I was talking about Bob Wells, has moved himself into that lucky dog position by getting the pass done on the outside.
See as they pass Trent Drum in that Under Armour car, the orange car going backwards. I think he had some issues early, so he's a couple laps down right now.
So here's a question for you, Scott. So now that Merck, he's pretty much led the last 10 laps. So he's going to be burning through fuel, and he's got his 3 other of his teammates right behind him. You know, Jeffrey's going to have to pit, a couple laps before everyone else running up front like that. So do his teammates go with him, or do you hang out for an extra couple laps?
I think you go with them. I think you can't afford to leave one of your teammates just stranded by himself. We saw what it did to Mike Erder in that 117 car on the first pit stop tonight. So I think you go with them, provided that it's not too much short. And I know that those guys, and I know that they're eyeballing the fuel numbers already. So I would be inclined to say that if they are short, they would shuffle Merck to the back to put him back in the draft and maybe save a little bit of fuel and cycle somebody else up to the lead. So the fact that they haven't done that now tells me that they're not too worried about it. They probably have a couple laps in the bag from the first pit stop, as long as they can make it to lap 40 coming up here in 9 laps.
Yeah, and I just, while you were talking about the team there, Jimmy Todd just ended up going another lap down, so now he's 2 laps down. Kind of struggle for Jimmy Todd tonight. Like I said, I don't know if he was able to get on the grid during the start. He's really been working from a deficit all night. I'm going to go back to the second group, see what these guys are up to. Looks like that second group is being led by Dustin Covington and Brian Bazell, followed by the 95 of Charles Widener. He's down on that low side. He's got the 117 now of Mike Erder and Wesley Holland in that 41 car, that blue 41 car on the outside there. Looks like Charlie is working with Daniel Ferguson in the 25 Aflac car, trying to get the pass done on Mike Erder up there. And if you remember, Mike Erder led the first 20 laps of this thing, and now he finds himself all the way back into, it looks like about the 10th position or so, 10th or 11th position. Good news for the second group of cars, though, that's being led by Dustin Covington, is they're only 10 seconds. Now, I say only, but it's stabilized. They haven't lost any to the leaders. Of course, the leader is only a group of 5 cars and a couple of lap cars, while these guys got, I don't know, it looks like a pack of about 10 or 15. They are holding ground right now, so they're not losing any, but they're not gaining any.
Yeah, it looks like a 9-second lap to the leader, so they got to sort it out here. Dustin Covington, Brian Bazell, Jason Hughes, Dan Ferguson, like I said, Jack Watts, the lap car, so, and then side by side behind them there. Let's look at some lap times. Let's see, last lap, they just did a 28. Nope, that's not right. There we go, 47.3, and Jeffrey Merck, as the leader, just put down a 47.7. So actually running about 4/10 they gained on the leader that time.
Yeah, I think that smaller group, along with lap cars, might be slowing that lead back down a little bit. And we still got a lot of laps here. We got, looks like about 50 laps left at least. And that's plenty of time to get back up there with that kind of gain. We go back to another group here, being led by Calvin Miller, seeing what's going on with these other groups in 17th position right now. That number 2 car. Behind him, John Henderson in 18th. Doug Hebron in 19th, and that 22 car, in that red 22 car, and then Heath Smith in the 02 car, picking up the that the end of that 4-car draft. And they're about, looks like 24 seconds off the lead pack right now. And a little bit behind them, going back to Doug Hevron, leading another pack back there of about 5 cars. Or actually, it's John Henderson leading that in that 111 car, and then Doug Hevron right behind him. David Schreck in that light baby blue 09 car.
Yeah, I'm trying to find what position are you showing David Schreck again?
Oh, I'm showing him in 20th position currently. It's got a lot of interesting colors there. I think he spent too much time in Europe or something. And back behind those two guys, we got Heath Smith in the 02 car in the 21st position, and Michael Milfelt Jr. in 22nd in that 123 car.
I'm back up front, Ken, with the leader, Jeffrey Merck. See his last lap time, they picked it up, right? 47.3. They're picking up the pace. And in front of them, we can actually see a couple cars here that are going to be put a lap
Probably
down.
Laredo Lakes.
It is Laredo Lakes.
Cars.
Bill Paradise, Kerry Cleaver, Chris Voiles, Josh R. Scott, and Vernon Margheim.
Yeah, we're going to be coming up on pit stops in about 3 or 4 laps. So this will be interesting now. See what shakes up with this lead pack. And they could have some of these lap cars going into the pits with them, depending on how they call it out. So that'll be another interesting thing. Merck's going to try to get in there hot. He might be pitting with some lap cars.
That's true. That might be part of the strategy, too. If you can make it within the fuel window, you maybe pit a lap or 2 earlier, because you can see it right now. They're on the same straightaway as those lap cars up front. Maybe short pit a little bit, knowing that you'll get a clean shot into pit road with your teammates.
Still, look, we're pretty much single file all the way through the field. I just took a quick look back here at 95 car Charles Widener back here in the 12th position. That group is single file. And especially we're getting so close to pits, I think nobody wants to be on the outside lane.
Yeah, I agree.
I think some of these guys towards the back, though, are going to be starting to hope for a caution at this point. They've just lost so much time.
Yeah, I just heard Merck, who's our leader. You mentioned he might be burning more fuel up front by leading this pack, but I just heard him come on the radio say he's got about 6 laps of fuel left, so might be going a little bit longer than we originally anticipated.
Yeah, and I didn't catch when he went into the pits last time. Might have went in on like lap 22 or 23, and that's why he can stay out a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think it would have been 23 because he's 16 laps on his current tires, so yeah.
I think Mike Erder went in on lap 20, so that was about a 3-lap difference. And it looks like he'll be catching these lap cars before he does go to the pit lane. He's just a couple seconds behind him now at this point. And he's coming up on Bill Paradise, Laredo Lakes, Kerry Cleaver. And last car in the lead lap is in the 31st position. That's Laredo Lakes. And he's in that 24 car, that tan
117
car.
of Mike Erder again pitting, presumably by himself. I don't hear anybody else on the radio right now, but
yeah, I think running out front early in the race kind of really hurt Mike Erder. And now he's behind now on all these.
They're on board right now with Mike Erder coming down to pit road. Second gear down to 60 miles an hour. Hits it by the cone. Nice job there, but all by himself, unfortunately.
So I'm up here. I'm watching Jeffrey Merck. We got J.J. Garrett got a run on the outside, and he's now put himself back on the lead lap, along with the 66 car of Anthony Santoro. So this is an interesting development here as Merck tucks in behind the lap cars of Loretto here. So I'm really interested about Merck's pit stops coming in behind all these lap cars, because that's definitely going to be a little bit more risky getting in pit.
I totally agree. We're going to do this from the spotter stand, right? It should be coming in the next couple laps. We're right now on the spotter stand with our eyeballs on, let's get it on Jeffrey Merck, our leader, to see exactly what it looks like from the spotter with binoculars off of turn 4 as he catches these lap cars coming to pit road. So should be kind of cool. There's a bunch of cars that are announcing they're pitting on pit road here. Sounds like Merck's going to go 2 more laps, I believe is the call right now. Actually, let's do this. I'll put the chat on the broadcast so you can hear it just as live time as we hear it.
57.
Here they come down pit road this time. There's a nice job getting it slowed up to the cone.
Calvin, how much fuel you?
Hey, Robert, what do you got for fuel?
Yeah, a lot of that league pack came in.
0-2,
lap cars
pitting
didn't
this
affect.
time,
It looks like
0-2.
the lap cars could stay out a little bit more.
Yep,
There's only one guy up there. It looks like well, no, that's 60 car Jeffrey
Not
Merck, so
this
I'm
time,
not sure.
Brian
I've seen
Nick.
another blue car up there that looked like a lap car, but
0-1 pitting, 0-1.
I don't see the jacks going up on Merck's car. I see the yellow car back there, the 42, getting
20
right side
going that
tires.
time by 0.
So I think this is the second time by.
Hey,
Again,
Mark,
no tires
pit two.
for Jeffrey Merck.
There you see it. Awesome job by these guys off pit road for the second time. Jeffrey Mark, Andrew Schulte, Rob Haynes, Justin Michael, bumper to bumper to bumper. And they're also picked up the 57 of Jeff Gilmore. Shout out to him, Jeff Gilmore. Awesome run in top 5 here.
I could actually go one more.
Let's go.
You know,
I can
Jeff
go
Gilmore,
a
he's
couple
not
more.
a member of Bandit Motorsports.
Correct, he is
right?
not. Yeah.
So you know what makes that cool is that, you know, sometimes when you're
29
racing these
29
plate racing and you don't have any friends, you kind of just got to judge like what one team is doing. And that might be Gilmore's strategy. You see, he just, I'm going to hang with Bandit. I'm just going to do everything that they're going to do. And just kind of tag team off of
You know what I do know? So I spent a lot of time with Bandit Motorsports last year in another league a couple years ago. And these guys, I'm telling you, they've got the coordination down. And we used to always joke among ourselves saying, I'm surprised that other people just don't pick up what we're doing and pit at the same time as us. But hats off to Jeff Gilmore. He was in that league as well. So I think he picked up maybe a hint there. And he says, you know what? I'm just going to follow these guys and be there at the end because they know how to race around here super speedway style. So awesome job, Jeff.
82 will be pitting this time.
Yeah, so now they're just an individual group of 5 cars. They're leading this thing, or by the time we cycle around, they will be leading this, I believe. Right now, Justin Covington is leading this this race in that 48 car, that orange car up there. Getting past now on the outside, so he might have came in and given up the lead. No, that's Jimmy Todd. He's a lap down, so might be getting those cars up to speed currently. We'll see as they cross the timing and scoring who's going to come out. Jeffrey Merck.
Yeah, we're going to see Jeffrey Merck and these guys out by quite a big margin here.
So we're down to 29 cars on the lead lap. We still got guys cycling through pits right now. Somebody down there on the apron trying to get back up to speed. Back here, looking at the 53 car in 29th position, the last car in the lead lap. I can't read that car. It looks like Captain Crunch, but I don't really know. I'm sitting up here in the spotter stand, and the dang cameraman won't zoom in on these cars for me. Darn it.
Let's see if we can find some cars we haven't talked much about tonight. How about Double D? Good old Dave Desjardins back here. I'm showing him P23, down 1 lap. Is that what you're showing, Ken? I don't know if my scoring's messed up here.
I'm showing actually Robert Mattis. I was just trying to figure that out. Robert
Let's go
Mattis,
high.
last car in the lead.
Yeah, but anyway, Double D's got the 71 Chevy ZL1 with Texas Pete on board. We'll go in for a closer look here.
Oh yeah, that's a nice looking car there.
There it is, Texas Pete and a little Harley Davidson. I found out, I painted this car for him with patented paints, but in our chat back and forth, I found that he's just down the road from me. Probably lives like 30 minutes from me in Massachusetts. So.
Oh wow.
He asked me to put the Harley Davidson Minuteman logo that you see on the left rear of the car. He's like, hey, can you put this on for me? I'm like, hey, isn't that a New England thing? He's like, yeah, I'm from Massachusetts. So small world, but awesome job there, Double D.
So, Scott, you had some key points of the race
I'm
that you
pedaling
wanted
it
to
for
bring
you,
up. And one
Robert.
of
I'm
the
pedaling,
biggest key
hoping
points
to
of
get
the
to
race
that.
we haven't seen tonight.
What was the question?
Leader's going to catch me first.
Said we haven't seen one of your key
41
points of the race
Yeah,
tonight.
let's do that. So we got
which
the
is
keys to the
right.
race. First up, we got avoiding the big
there.
one, which I think we got an A+ for that so far. Over halfway of this race complete, and not a single yellow. Never mind the big one. So hopefully we'll keep that off, maybe all together, but if not, at least to the end of the race. But second, we got pit stops. We've had 3 rounds of pit stops already. I think these guys did an awesome job executing that. I don't know anybody that got any black flags or anybody
Staying
turning
high,
around.
staying
So
high all the way around. Staying high all the
awesome
way
job on the
around.
pit stops. And then third, we've got teammates. How do you think teammates will affect the end of this race, Ken?
Oh, I think teammates are, especially this Bandit Motorsports, they're going to be hard to beat. Been working together really well all night. I really think that's going to be the key. It's just a question of, when we get down to that last lap, which one of these teammates is really going to take it for the win,
Yeah, I agree. On any given race, they're probably content to kind of ride and single file it out. But the Daytona 500, I can guarantee you, I know these guys, and come lap 78, 79, certainly 80 on the board, they are not going to be content with sitting single file like this. So should get interesting here.
We're down to 21 cars on the lead lap. Last car is the number 22 of Doug Hevron. He's the last car on the lead lap. He's 35 seconds off the pace. So another 10 seconds, he's going to be looking at going a lap down. As a matter of fact, this group that he's running with.
Exactly. This whole pack.
And that pack is being led by, it looks like Michael Melfelt Jr. in that 123 car in 17th. Yeah, and I think the leaders are running them down about a half a second per lap. So that'll be the next group to fall. And we're over halfway in this race. We're at lap 50. Really cranking out the laps. All green tonight. Really impressive. Really like what I'm seeing. If this is what's to come for the whole season, it's going to be an impressive season, and I'm really excited about broadcasting
That it will
year.
be. I was skeptical, I think, as you were, Ken, when they mentioned when the league admins came out with the fact that they're going to run 52 cars tonight. My eyeballs kind of went, what? But hats off to these guys. Hats off to the whole league in general. The admins for setting up the rules, setting up the structure, the qualifying races, getting everybody on the same page with the changing rules and adapting to issues as they come up. So hats off to everybody in this league.
Most definitely. So I'm going to move up to the second pack here. 48 car, Dustin Covington in 6th place. 15 and a half seconds off the lead pack. He's got a large group of cars there. I believe some of those cars are a lap down behind him. He's got Brian Bazell, Charles Widner, Daniel Ferguson, Eric Talent in that 5 car. It's kind of a big group of cars there. Actually, Eric Talent is in a second group. They're not too far behind that group, but Eric Talent in that 5 car in the 10th position. He's with Mike Erder, who's kind of had some struggles after leading the first 20 laps. So it's just a 2-car draft. And 2 cars, 3 cars are better than 2. And those guys are probably going to be moving back to that 3rd draft.
Yeah, I think speaking of teammates up here, Dustin Covington leading this pack with Brian Bazell. They are teammates. As you can notice our driver info bar here. Brian Bazell from Denton, North Carolina, part of Covington Motorsports. You guessed right, Covington Motorsports led by Dustin Covington. So these mini teams are something else that we made this year. Kim Quick came up with the idea of having like 2 to 3 to 4 man smaller teams, which they're actually running for point championships within their own teams. So hats off to these guys currently running 6th and 7th from Covington Motorsports.
So while we were talking there's been a change for the lead. Andrew Schulte now leads this thing. We were taken away looking at the back of the field. I have a feeling that was a teammate move. Wasn't sure what happened there. But I'm pretty sure that Jeffrey Merck didn't want to lead anymore. It probably has to do with fuel or something like that, and they just shuffled it up. Helped
do you
with
think it
fuel
might be
mileage.
overheating as well? We haven't heard any overheating issues, but I don't know how susceptible these cars are to overheating on the super speedways.
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been Andrew Schulte. He's a strong driver. He could have just stuck it out there on the outside and said, I'm going to lead right now. I got a good run. And like I said, I missed it, so I'm not entirely sure.
Hey guys, just a heads up. We didn't get it in the meeting. You cannot go below the yellow line
and advance your position. So on that last lap coming out of 4, remember that.
So we're just listening to the admin explain the typical NASCAR rules of no passing underneath that yellow line at these super speedways. So just giving a reminder to the drivers out there, you know, mind your P's and Q's. We do have rules out here, and they will be enforced. So no passing, no gaining a position under that yellow line.
Man, so we'll call them Bandit Motorsports +1, right? Top 4 plus Jeff Gilmore. And they've got, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm showing like a 25-second lead on the rest of the field. Actually, did they lose Jeff Gilmore?
That's what I was just looking for, Jeff Gilmore. I'm not sure what happened there. Yeah, Jeff Gilmore is now in 8th, and he's in this second group. I don't even know what happened.
Wow.
That might, there might have been something there with Andrew Schulte, how he got to the lead. Like I said, we missed that, unfortunately, because there was a shakeup for the lead there, and I'm not sure what happened, and that might have been part of it.
Yeah, Jeff Gilmore in 8th. We're looking at right now 14 seconds off the lead pack.
So this group has gained a couple seconds on the leaders, but they're going to need to gain a whole lot more with looks like we're getting almost down, 25 to go. 13 seconds is going to be a hard hill to make up, especially if we stay green.
How bad would you feel, Ken, if you were one of the drivers who were like, oh, I'll just sit back 10 seconds from the lead pack, wait for the caution that apparently is never going to come?
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Some action up here of Dustin, Jason Hughes. Let's get our cameras on that.
Yeah, I was watching that too. I think it was just a big checkup, and I think the 18 was getting in the back of Dustin. Oh, there's a wreck.
There it is back here. Jeff Gilmore, Trent Drum involved. Whew. I don't see a yellow flag yet. Do you, Ken?
Yeah.
Caution is out. There it is. Yep, caution is out tonight.
Yeah, it looks like there was about 5 cars involved there. The 20, it looks like the 58 of Jimmy Todd, who was a couple laps down. Looks like I'm looking at Mike Erter here. I don't think he was involved, but it's 37 car was involved. And there's so many cars, it's hard for me to tell what position everybody's in currently.
Yeah, we're going to look at slow motion here from Jeff Gilmore in turn number 3. See if we can see what happened. Looks like him in the 95. Charlie Widner is on the high side there. I think Jeff decides to go 3 wide with Bob Wells on the inside, and I think that gap maybe eventually closes up a little bit here. Yeah, just gets into Bob Wells on the bottom side, kicks him to the top side into Charlie Widner. 25 of Daniel Ferguson, I think, barely squeaks by, and Trent Drum on the bottom side. Tough break there.
Well, this is an interesting time for the caution to come out. Now, you know what they say, Scott. Cautions breed cautions. However, we're also going to be right up against a pit window, too. It's going to be like hair-raisingly close on fuel. And probably not enough if we have a green-white checker. So, interesting. So, I mean, if cautions breed cautions, I guess pit stops aren't going to really matter this cycle. However, if we go green again, there's going to be some people with some tight fuel.
Yeah, I agree. But a lot of people are, I think, pretty happy that this yellow flag came out to re-rack them, kind of reset that gap interval and be able to restart along with these guys with Bandit up front and give them a challenge here. As we come down to pit road, we'll check out what happens here. Maybe they take tires this time since it's under caution. We'll take a look.
Yeah, watching Andrew Schulte getting on his pit stall first. I'm sharing a pit stall with the 87 car because we got so many cars here.
Jack stands go up on the right side on most of these cars here. And the left side, yeah.
Ooh, taking 4. So, top 20 cars or so are going to be happy, at least the ones that were running towards the rear of that lead pack. And then looks like Jason Hughes might be the lucky dog, or it was Robert Mattis. I'm not sure who got the lucky dog. Looks
like Andrew Schulte wins the race off the pit road with 4 tires, followed by Rob Haynes, I believe. No.
Now that could be a curse for Andrew Schulter.
You know what? Rob Haynes beat all these guys off pit road with no tires, so.
Oh, well then, could be a curse for Robert Haynes then. Leading the pack for 20 laps, trying to make it on field, it's going to be tough. I think most of the people in the draft probably have enough fuel, even if there's a green, white checkered, but I'd be concerned if I'm leading this thing. You know, with all those teammates, with Rob Haynes out there in front, with all those teammates behind him, I have a feeling that Rob Haynes might be a sitting duck on the restart.
Let's talk to Dustin Covington here. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
I can't get him up to the room here. Hold on a second. Hey Dustin, Scott Ben up here in the booth with Ken Huber. Awesome run so far tonight, keeping the car clean, but how worried were you that the cautions weren't following for the first 3/4 of this race?
It had me kind of worried. They was about 15 seconds out in front of us, and we wasn't cutting it down nowhere near fast enough to catch them by the end. But
well, awesome job running P4 right now with just over 20 laps to go in this thing. What do you think about breaking up this Bandit Motorsports back up here? You got anything for him?
I believe I'm going to do the same thing we've done the first of the race, just ride till the end, make sure my car's good enough at the end to run for the win. So I believe that's the best thing to do right now.
Awesome. Sounds good. Looking for a good show and looking forward to it. Good luck to you and Brian Bizzell there. You got from Covington Motorsports. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it was Dustin Covington in that 48 car, looking to score a win on the first race of the season on the Daytona 500. They're starting to line up too wide, but I'm not sure if the lights are out on the pace car. It might be.
Lights are out on the pace car, yes.
So we're going to have 21 to go, it looks like.
Trying to get Dustin into his race room here.
The pace car is in, and we are green flag. Rob Haynes pulls away, gets a nice start there. Got Jeffrey Merck right on his back bumper there, getting up to speed. I have a feeling Andrew Schulte on the outside, of course, tucks in as they go single file. Now we've got 20 laps to go, or 21 laps to go. These guys are going to be probably not as kind as they have been, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of single file racing at the moment. As I watch the 87 just push Andrew Schulte on the outside, just gives him a bump. 87 trying to push him up front now. That's Justin Michael. We haven't talked a lot about him tonight. He's been running up with those Bandit guys. He's pushing Andrew Schulte up pretty hard on that outside lane. So it does work. And guess who's up behind them? And that's the 117 of Mike Erder. Who led the first 20 laps and then struggled after that. Now he finds himself back up in the top 5. And we stayed on the line. Andrew Schulte out in front. Justin Michael really hard. At 199 on the inside. Trying to come back strong, but Jeffrey Merck isn't really pushing as hard on that bottom side.
What do you say, Ken, as we get some double wide here, we crank it up into turn 3. What do you say?
Let's
Here we go. All right, that was fun. Andrew Schultz still leading them down here with 17 laps to go here in our Daytona 500 and Multi-League Cup Series. Awesome race here so far.
Definitely, and I've moved back to the second group here, led by, in 15th position, Michael Melfelt Jr. is leading the second group of cars. I just was trying to see what happened back here, why they ended up behind this lead pack after the restart, but I don't know if that was planned and they want to run back, and because you know these guys up here are going to run too wide for a while, and maybe they're planning on another incident, or they just lost the draft. Not really sure. We've got Kyle Chadwick pushing the 123 of Michael Melfelt pretty hard at the moment. Probably wants to get back up to 3.5 seconds behind her, and hopefully they can run the leaders back down.
Yeah, they're organized back here, single file, so see if they can't lose too much more time.
And going back up here to the lead pack, looking at Ken Richardson in that 10th position in that 16 car on the outside, or on the inside of that 22 of Doug Hevron. Doug Hevron was like the last car in the lead lap a while ago, and now he finds himself up here in the top 10, or in the 11th actually, looking at a top 10 currently.
I heard on the radio, I think the 00, I think James Brown and Jimmy Todd pitting this time.
Yeah, I think those guys are both laps down now at this point, and probably we're hoping for an early caution and maybe get the lucky dog. It didn't work out for them. Need to get their fuel, is what I'm guessing. Still too wide up here with that 48 car who we talked to, Dustin Covington. 48 cars leading that outside lane, with the 18 car pushing really hard on the outside, trying to get back up front. And it looks like they're actually catching them, just closing in on the back of Jeffrey Merck.
Yeah, so we're on board right now with Brian Bazell and let's Dustin Covington, his teammate. We talked about those. Let's them back in line here as they pass the 20 car on the top side. Checking up hard off the gas. Whoop.
Yeah, it's always scary when you're coming up on lap cars and you're in a lead pack, and now you're getting close to racing for the win. So it's like you don't really want to give up too much. Got some guys exiting the pits. I believe those guys are lap downs. We currently got 24 cars on the lead lap. Jason Hughes bringing up the rear. Mr. Smoke. He's usually running up front on these plate races, but having some struggles tonight.
Tell you what, these guys back here, we're looking at Wesley Holland right now, Brian Bazell, Ken Richardson. Those guys could get single filed out here real quick, or they're going to lose track of those leaders.
Yeah, Michael, that group with being led by Michael Melville Jr. in 14th, they've dropped back even further, another 3 seconds. They're hopelessly falling back right at the moment.
Oh, big wreck off of turn number 2, the 66, I believe that is.
We're still.
There's the caution.
There's the caution. I was going to say we're still green. Well, that's pretty much going to kill the fuel issue. I don't believe that the leaders will need to come in because running around here 3 laps or so under caution is going to allow them to save the fuel to get to the end, even if there's a green-white checker. Oh, I just caught the tail end of that.
Yeah, we're going to take a look. The 66 car. Looks like it happens in front of them. That who is that? The 51. 66, Doug Hevron involved. Oh, and then the 20 just comes through.
Anthony Santero. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking back here, see if I can witness this. Yeah, it was a large group of lap cars and non-lap cars. Something up here happened. Were you able to bring that up on the replay?
Yeah, we just took a look at the 66 and the 51, and Doug Hevron getting all
okay.
sideways. I think it started with the 51 hitting the apron there off of turn 2, then just shot him to the outside, and it was kind of on from there. So we'll see as they come to pit road off of turn 4, if they come to pit road. I don't see any takers yet.
I see one. Is that Mike Erder? I'm not sure. I see somebody coming in a pit lane. Yeah, it was Mike Erder, and then behind him, 0-2 of Heath Smith in that 12th position coming in. And currently, there's only 18 cars in the lead lap, so the worst you're going to fall back to is 18th, I guess.
Yeah, a bunch of cars actually on pit road coming off now. 0-2 of Heath Smith. Michael Milfeld Jr., I see him back there. I see the 117. Erder just pulling off pit road.
Well, those boys are going to have their work cut out for them.
Kyle Chadwick. Calvin Miller, we haven't mentioned much of tonight. Michael Milfeld Jr. Bill Paradise, good run for him tonight. James Hearn still on the lead lap from Canada. Followed by Christopher Davis. Like I said, from lap 1, they've been pretty much locked together all race here. Charlie Winder in the 95, and then Loretto Lakes.
Hey, we have time to talk to another driver?
Yeah, we do. Who do you want to talk to?
Let's bring up Andrew Schulte, because I'm curious about that pass.
All right, here he comes.
Andrew, up here with Ken Huber and Scott in the booth. How you doing tonight?
Not too bad. How you boys doing?
Another day in paradise. So how's your race going, man? You're up front. Somehow you got yourself up front. What I'm really curious about is Scott and I were looking at the back of the field, and somehow, while Merck was leading, you came to the front, and we missed it. I'm curious how that happened.
Got a little bump draft happy and getting up out of turn 2. I got a little to his inside and just a little offset hit, but both of us kind of checked up on it. Well, all 4 of us kind of checked up on it, and when we re-caught him, he just went high, and instead of us having to check up and lose even more speed. So just one of those things, but we're here, and I was taking one for the team, and we're right on the edge of fuel, and was taking all the air so that everyone, the other 3, could save fuel behind me. And this caution certainly helps, but we'll see if we got enough for the green-white checkers if we use them.
So how are you going to approach this last 10 laps? You've got a bunch of heat behind you. There's 18 cars on the lead lap. Well, 19 now after the Lucky Dog. They're going to be all coming after you. What do you got for them?
Hold the wheel straight and hope I can take the push from behind.
All right, Andy, we'll get you back to your team. We're about to restart this thing. Thanks again for talking to us.
Appreciate it.
Lights are out.
They are. We're lined up.
As we enter
Andrew
turn
Schulte
3.
on the inside. I believe the leader still has lane choice. He elects to choose the inside. Justin Michael on the outside. Rob Haynes and Jeffrey Merck filling out the top 4. Wesley Holland on the inside and Brian Bazell on the outside in that 18 Mack Trucks Chevy. Looking sharp back there in that chrome and black.
Dustin Covington on the inside in 7th. Eric Talent in 8th on his outside. Ken Richardson 9th, and Doug Hevron running out the top 10 as we're about to go green. Pace car is in, and the green flag is out, and Andrew Schulte leads them to the line. That outside group is getting a good run on that start, being led by Jeffrey Merck. Right behind him, it looks like, let's see, that's Rob Haynes, I believe.
Rob Haynes in the beer store, 199 car. Then Brian Bazell on the bottom side in that 18 Mack truck Chevy. Eric Talent, awesome run for him in 6th place in that green and black car on the top side.
Somebody else we haven't talked about, Wesley Holland. We haven't talked about him too much tonight, but he's up there in that looks like 6th or 7th position out. And Doug Hevron in the 22 car on his outside, having a great night tonight. Oh, hard push on the outside there, up for the lead on the 87 car of Justin Michael, being pushed hard. Kind of the back end of that car was wiggling around as he dives down, and that sends Jeffrey Merck out on that outside all by himself. Got Eric Talent closing the gap up on Jeffrey Merck. Might be able to get that run, but if Eric Talent pushes him to the front, Jeffrey Merck might just pop in front of his
Yeah, here we're on the roof cam looking out the back of Jeffrey Merck. Justin Michael on the inside, Andrew Schulte in the 81 there on the inside, and Eric Talent, you saw it there on the outside. Awesome run. Bump draft from Andrew Schulte. And there it is. Jeffrey Merck drops back to the inside. 9 laps to go here at Daytona.
So here's where that outside crew, they need to all become friends right now, because you got the Bandit Motorsports on the inside, and Doug Heveron, Eric Talent, those guys, they're going to have to team up. And right now, actually, the Bandit guys are actually starting to check out on that outside crew.
They are, absolutely.
Oh, we got a wreck. I think that was a 123 of Michael Melfelt. And the caution is out. Something happened there. Went hard hit on the inside retaining wall there. I'm not sure which car that was. It looked like Michael Melfelt Jr. I have to go back and look. Find his car here. I believe, yeah, that was Michael Melfelt.
Yeah, it is Michael Melfelt. I got a shot here. Looking at the start-finish line, Michael Melfelt in that white and orange Federated Auto Parts. Dives to the inside, just across Ken Richardson's bumper here. Whew. And across pit road, hard into the inside wall and gets spun around there. Tough break there for Michael Melfelt. Let's look at one more frame here from Ken Richardson. Let's see. Roof cam from Ken Richardson. This should be interesting.
Yeah, and Ken Richardson tried to give him some, tried to get down because he seen him coming, but I don't think Michael Melfelt knew he was there.
Yeah, by the time he was there, it was too late. And I don't know that Michael Melfelt knew that he was down there necessarily, but single car accident, 7 to go here at Daytona.
And that car of Michael Melfelt Jr. now is hosed. There's no quick repairs. That car is probably going to have a hard time gaining speed tonight. I don't know if he'll be able to maintain speed. And we're going to have, 5 laps to go when we restart this thing. So gloves should be off. I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't the last caution.
We say we talk to Brian Bazell real quick.
Yeah, let's talk to Mr. Bazell.
Hey, Brian, bud, it's Ken Huber and myself, Scott Patton, up here in the booth. Awesome job tonight from the Covington Motorsports camp. What do you got for those Bandit guys here with 5 to go?
Can you say that again, Scott? Race control.
Oh, sorry, but what do you have for these leaders here? Bandit Motorsports look pretty strong up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're the first one in 5th here. You got anything for them?
I think me, Wes, and Dustin got a plan. Seems like they're slowing down a lot to let each other in on the bottom line. If we can just play it out, get enough green flag laps going, I believe we got them.
All right, sounds good. Looks like 2 laps to go here before the green flag, and good luck to you, and we'll hopefully talk to you at the end of the race.
Appreciate it, Scott.
Wow, 2 laps to go, Scott. Wow, I didn't realize that. I had my scoring out. I thought we had about 5 laps
we
to go.
We do, 5 laps to go in the race, but I think I don't have a signal for 1 to go yet, so I think we might...
No, I think next time by will be 1 to go. That should be 2 or 3 laps. I think maybe 3.
Yeah. I meant 2 laps to go before you drop the green. So yeah, you're about 4 laps of green flag racing here.
Well, these Bandit guys have been strong tonight. They're all, well, if they can team up again back on the inside, it seemed like nobody had anything for them. So super fast once they hook up. And Justin Michael is not afraid to push hard. I've noticed that watching him. So is Jeffrey Merck. Those 2 guys will push hard. Now, we were talking to Andrew Schulte earlier about getting in back of Jeffrey Merck and getting him bent out of shape a little bit. And able to gain the lead by doing that. So I wonder if Andrew learned something there too, where he can use that to his advantage for this last restart,
That's
or hopefully our
true.
last restart.
Yeah, it's should be interesting how many of these guys are really comfortable with how to bump draft and how to make moves and how many guys you need behind you to have enough momentum to be able to make the move. So should be interesting to see how these moves play out here. As the lights go off on the pace car, 5 to go, so we'll have 4 laps of green flag racing from Daytona coming at you.
So with 4 laps to go, how good are these teammates after when you got 4 or 3 laps to go? Are you actually teammates anymore?
I don't know. I can't speak for these Bandit guys, but they've been pretty tight all night. But dropped the flag with 4 to go. I knew if I was in that mix, I'm fighting for a checkered flag, not a fourth place finish. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Out here all night, really clean race. We've had 2 cautions here towards the end, but overall it's been pretty clean. We didn't really see the big one. There were a couple car accidents. I think the most we had was a 5-car accident earlier on, but for the most part, it's been like single car spins and a couple cars here and there. As we rack them and stack them, Jeffrey Merck leading this thing, Justin Michael on his outside, that 87 car, Andrew Schulte in third on the inside. Rob Haynes, not in this in Covington, or no, he's not even Covington, on the outside in that 199 car. Brian Bazell in fifth, Wesley Holland in sixth, Eric Tom in seventh, Doug Hebron in eighth, and Dustin Covington in ninth, and Heath Smith in 10th as we're about to go green.
Good looking field of cars here coming off of turn 4. Pace car takes a left from the green flag stand. There it is. Green flag is out. Jeffrey Merck bringing him down to the line with Andrew Schulte with a big push from behind. Brian Bazell in 5th place there is trying to decide which lane to go with. Looks like he picks the top side, see if they can get the momentum going here.
And that outside lane is going right now. That 18 car is, and they ducked down on the inside, leaving the 18 car on the outside. But Wesley Holland being back there, second on the outside in that 41 car, that guy can push, and he's probably going to push that 18 super hard. We'll see. That Bandit Motorsports team has been really strong.
Yeah, you know who else I like back here who does not like to just sit and ride in 10th place is Doug Hebron. Awesome job for him avoiding all the wrecks today for the most part, and on the back bumper of Wesley Holland, looking to go forward on this outside line.
Coming to the line with 3 to go. They're trying to get that outside line organized, but they just can't quite seem to get it. Doug, I can't even talk to him. Get up there to Wesley Holland. Here they go. They're starting to make a run at it. Starting to use a little bit of that side draft, slow that lead back down on the inside.
Yeah, Kyle Chadwick is another one that I just caught on that last shot that I know is not going to be content with finishing 10th here, so I expect them big moves out of him as well. Okay, Kyle Chadwick back here, Heath Smith, Dustin Covington, Doug Hebron, Ken Richardson back there, who's just involved in that wreck with Mike Milfelt last caution, but
2 to go. Justin Michael leading them at the line, followed by Rob Haynes and Jeffrey Merck. 1, 2, 3.
Brian Bazell still trying to decide. Up on that top side, get the momentum going. I think he needs Wes Holland to get right on that bumper. They can't quite seem to get tight enough to get the momentum going here. Looks like Dustin Covington's going to join him on the outside there.
Yeah, I was watching Brian Bazell. He tried to side draft the 81 and Andrew Schulte there, trying to slow him down, but super strong on that inside. Can't make that outside lane quite work just yet. We're going to be coming into turn 4 here. At this line here, it's going to be 1 to go. Time to take these gloves off, boys.
Here we go. Let's see what happens. Justin Michael leading him to the line. White flag is out. The smoke up front already. There's the big one. Oh. And Rob Haynes upside down on the front stretch. Big wreck. Question is, did they take the white flag?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was. Maybe we were 2 to go.
That was the white flag.
The last lap.
There's still cars flipping all over the place here.
So that's going to lock the field down. No racing back to the line. So If it is the last lap, that's going to make Justin Michael
I
our
think,
winner.
Ken, the way that this runs, doesn't iRacing, if it happens after the white flag, you race all the way to the checker?
I'm not entirely
These guys are
sure.
still under gas here. I think they're racing down to the line here. Brian Bazell with the lead
Yeah.
over Wesley Holland. Justin Michael trying to look at second place. I believe Brian Bazell, I think, might be our winner today.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know iRacing changed the rule. I thought the field was locked. That is impressive.
We'll have to check that as we look at the results come in here slowly, but yeah, I'm here from race control from the tower.
Definitely.
Good job, Brian Bazell in the 18.
Wow, he took it from Bandit Motorsports tonight, and we talked to him pre-race a little bit, and I think neither one of us mispronounced his name tonight either. So maybe he jinxed himself in the right way.
That's true. He's like, hey, you're gonna need to announce my name several times in this race, so we got it right this time, Brian Bazell. Awesome job. Let's go and look at a replay, that restart with from his, I don't know, cockpit. What do you think?
Yeah, let's see what happened there.
Here we go, looking from the cockpit here. I believe this is coming down to 1 to go. We're on board with Brian Bazell. Let's see how this unfolds. See the smoke on the inside. Rob Haynes and the wreck happens behind them. And the race is on here. 1 lap to go. Jason Mucko goes to the inside. Woo. And it's on from there in a parking lot as cars go flying into turn number 1. And then we saw the rest of the race back to the line with Brian Bazell. Congrats, man.
Yeah, so we'll have to start bringing drivers up, get a hold of their radios here so we can talk to our top 3 here. Yeah,
let's start with Brian Bazell himself. Brian, congrats, man. We're looking at you on the start-finish line. Whew. We just talked to you like 2 laps ago before that restart. What do you think? That was about as best as it could go for you? What do you think?
That was awesome, Scott. That was wow.
Awesome job. And I think let's take a look at some stats here. And I think 1 lap led, only the pay lap. Awesome job there in that Mac Tools Chevy ZL1. Congrats on the first win of the season. And I got the points lead going into, I believe it's Las Vegas next week. In addition, I think Kim Quick may have mentioned it, but from Patented Paints, you've got coming your way an 8x10 print of your car from Daytona. So look for that in the mail this coming week. And congrats. And anybody you want to give a shout out for your win tonight?
Well, I'd like to thank Patent Paints for this good-looking car I got. Kim for putting all this on multi-league, giving us a place to race every night of the week. Y'all up in the broadcast booth. Girlfriend for letting me do this whenever I want to. She's very supportive. I think she's actually in there watching now. So I don't even know. Wes, Dustin, Bob, Redo, everybody who worked with us tonight. Man, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, sounds good, Brian. Awesome job leading just the lap that matters. So congrats, and we'll talk to you next week, hopefully from Las Vegas.
Nice, Scott. You have a good night.
Too, buddy.
Appreciate everything you do for this league.
User was moved out of your channel.
Justin Michael, Team
Yes, sir.
Bandit Motorsports. Got that second position. Awesome night. You guys look super strong in Bandit Motorsports tonight. What happened at the end of this thing?
We were just trying to stay focused on pushing each other and getting one of us to win, and Rob just kind of forgot to pay attention to his temperatures, and they just kept creeping up, and he lost it. So, it is what it is. We didn't, at least I didn't get any incident points this race, so it should be pretty good there, and we'll take second. I mean, I came into this race expecting to get wrecked out because it's just a toss-up. So, it was a good race for us.
So Scott and I were talking earlier during the pre-race chat about what your strategy might be for that team. And we were kind of thinking that you guys might move to the back, try to avoid the big one. But you guys ended up running front all night. Was that kind of the plan going into this race?
Well, we had a lot of debates on dropping to the back, starting in the pits. That way, all well, I think 6 of us could have hooked up, but yeah, we decided just to ride it out there for a few laps and see what happened. And everybody seemed to be on good behavior and just kind of running single file, so we just kind of went with it. And we were able to outpit everybody. That's kind of like our thing. We have really good pit strategy, it seems like, and we were able to pull away from everybody except one guy, and he latched onto us, and that's fine because the 5 cars made us go even faster. So, but yeah, we hated to see those cautions there at the end. We had it locked down for sure.
Yeah, you guys were having a great race. Well, good job on that second place finish. I mean, 0 incidents, nice clean race for the most part tonight. You have anybody you want to thank before we go?
Everybody out there watching, hopefully it was a good show, and thank all the teammates for giving us all a good push out there, and Panda Paints out there for painting this awesome car as always.
All right, man. Well, you have a good night. We'll send you back to your team.
Thanks, sir.
All right, we're up here with our third place finish, Wes Holland. Man, what'd you have for those Bandit Motorsports guys up there? But with a good podium finish, third tonight. How was the view looking at that wreck coming at the white flag?
Honestly, all I seen was the back of Brian's car there. I mean, I didn't even know they were wrecking until cars were taking off to our left. So didn't see much. Was just trying to push Brian and get him up there, maybe contention for a side-by-side finish there. So
yeah, how was your nerves throughout the middle of the race there when we went like 60 plus laps without a yellow flag? Were you getting concerned that you were dropping too far off the lead, or were you just content with waiting maybe for a late race yellow?
I mean, there for a while, like you said, 50-lap run with no caution. I made plenty of mistakes, and yeah, we were just trying to get back to that lead pack, but never could get formed up. And then we had some green flag pit stops there. I ended up sliding through the grass in turn 1, not trying to jump over the yellow line. So thank God for the caution. Probably wouldn't have finished as good, but I guess it all happens for a reason.
Yeah, certainly. And it was a great race, great show on multi-league race number 1. What do you got looking forward to Las Vegas next week?
I have no idea. Really haven't raced these cars much other than in that M-Rock series. So I haven't been to too many mile-and-a-half tracks. So don't really know what we got, but we know we'll be here.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it. And Busch Lights 4 looks really sharp out there. So look forward to seeing you on the track next week. And good luck. Anybody you want to thank for the third place finish?
Just you guys for putting this league on, this broadcast, this cool thing. Buddies over here, teammates, Bad Apple, and we were working with the Covingtons there. So shout out to all of them. Just helping us get to the front.
Yeah,
today.
I think one other note we made note of 3/4 of the way through the race was Covington Motorsports. You and Brian and Dustin. I think it should be a good points day for you from the team perspective. So congrats there, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys on the track next week.
I appreciate it, guys.
User was
All right,
moved out of your
52
channel.
drivers started this, Scott, and we only had like 5 cautions. Looks like we had about 40 drivers finish the race, maybe. So we lost, maybe 9 cars, 5 cautions. I think overall, I think it was a really decent race tonight.
Yeah, I think so too. It was awesome race. We saw a lot of strategy. We said the green flag pit stops, fuel only. The lack of fast repairs didn't seem to shake too many drivers, as we just had minimal wrecks, which is awesome to see. Exciting finish. Cars flipping, just like we saw them flipping yesterday in Daytona 500. So congrats to Brian Bizzell leading 1 lap, the most important lap, the pay lap. And should be an exciting race. Looking forward to these next-gen cars next week at Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas. It's I guess it's some gambling time. We were used to doing Atlanta right after Daytona. I'm so used to Atlanta, so it's hard for me to say Las Vegas.
That is true.
And I'm kind of excited about seeing that new Atlanta track as well. So I'm not sure when Atlanta is on the schedule, but Las Vegas is definitely a great place to watch and call. So I'm looking forward to Las Vegas.
Yeah, sounds good. And everybody out there, stay safe this week. We'll see you next Monday night, 8:30, Multi-League Racing Network. We'll see you then. Enjoy the race. Enjoy the week.
Good night, everybody.